He cheated with the pastor's wife, part 6. All right, so a couple questions before I jump right into this part. Um, Want to answer. So, someone wanted to know what was his purpose of emailing his mom um, after he had moved there and right around the time, after we got married and all. So, what was the purpose? So, I think it was a couple things. I think he started becoming fearful of the situation he had put himself in. Also, the frustrations of being stressed out, trying to find a job, different things. I think it was a mixture of both of those things. However, I would ask questions. I would try to have communication. He wasn't trying to talk to me, but he was emailing his mom. And so I think that's really what that was all about. Now, uh, in the part 6, here we go. So, it is Christmas Eve. Now, at this point, um, we decide we're gonna go visit his family for Christmas. So we left and we got there Christmas Eve, like the 24th. Now the whole thing was, everybody goes to the cousin's house for Christmas Eve dinner and all that stuff. So we get there, it's food, it's a big, big house, families over there, everybody's there, and everybody's meeting the baby. She's at this point, she's probably what, about 5 or 6 months old. So everybody's seeing her. I'm meeting family, different things like that. And I had Michelle with me. My mom kept Micah, and my oldest, Michaela. So my oldest and my son did not go. I had Michelle with me, and I had the baby with me. And so that's who was there. So and two of my girls. So we get there, and everything's cool. Then all of a sudden, him and his mom got into an argument. I honestly don't recall what they got into an argument about, but I know, I ate good and everything. So we leave. Next day's Christmas. One thing I did not know was that his mama can't cook. I didn't know that his mama could not cook. I did not know that we were not going to have a Sunday dinner at his mom's house. I did not know that I should have grabbed some leftovers from the cousin house to have to eat for the next day for Christmas. So at this point, most places are closed on Christmas. I even went to, like, I think I found some place or something that was open, but it was like a Mexican grocery store or something. So, I mean, of course, the baby had food because she has her food, but what about the adults? So the only thing that I found open that day was, what was it? Applebee's. Applebee's was open, or was it Chili's? It was one of them. I had the sizzling chicken and shrimp, so I think that's Chili's. I one of them. Y'all know, if you had the sizzling chicken and shrimp, you know which one that was. Okay, so he and I went and we ate, and then we came back. So the next day after Christmas, I said, "Oh well, let's take Michelle to the children's museum." So there's a children's museum. If you're familiar with Charlotte, they have a children's museum there. And so we get there. It's a multi-level museum. And there's this guy. He comes out with this puppet pterodactyl. And he's flying it around. And, the kids are all around him. Michelle is excited. Now, you guys know, if you know anything about my twins, especially Michelle, she has sensory issues. And so one of her things is when she sees something she loves and you take it away, that is a trigger for her. So the pterodactyl was out, it's flying, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and she can't understand why is it gone? I don't want it to go. And she has this huge meltdown in the middle of this museum. And I'm in my head, I'm thinking, okay, he's finna help me, calm her down. Like, I'm thinking, we got it. I turn around as Michelle's laying in the middle of the floor. He puts the baby in the stroller and pushes her and walks off like I was a complete stranger. And he was irritated that my child was causing a ruckus when he was there with me and my child. Okay, so I'm like calling his name to come and help me because I'm trying to get her off the floor and calm her down. He just walks off. So once I finally get her up and I calm her down, I'm pissed. I am furious. So at this point, I'm ready to go home. Not from the museum to his mother's house. I'm ready to take my aunt back to Florida and go home. Like I was done. First, I ain't had no damn no Christmas dinner. Now I can't even get no help from the person who's a partner in my life when I'm needing the help with a situation and a child that's having a meltdown in the middle of this big museum. I was done. I was pissed off. And so I got her and I went to the car. And I sent him a text message. I said, I'm ready to go. We are at the car. Because I kept calling. He would never answer the phone. So I just sent a text and said, listen, we at the car. And, and so finally, him and the baby come to the car. Get in the car. He's like, what's wrong? Bruh, you ain't helped me do nothing. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm explaining to him, like, this is a situation. I'm trying to get her calm, And at this point, she was looking, Michelle looked at him as a father figure because she doesn't know her father. She didn't know any other man in her life. I had never presented another man in her life in that manner of father figure. So she would have calmed down a little more for him than me because he's had moments where he's taken care of when I wasn't present. You see what I'm saying? And so just to see that I was not getting that help in that moment when I needed it pissed me off. So we got back to his mother's house and I was like, listen, I'm ready to go. I don't feel like we need to stay another day. There's no reason for us to stay. There's no food for us to eat. You see what I'm saying? If we wanted to go eat, we would have had to go out to eat, go to the grocery store and buy some food. All this extra stuff that I was not planning on doing. This is a Christmas holiday. You're supposed to have a Christmas meal and you're supposed to have I would have been fine eating leftovers. All the leftovers at the cousin house was gone because everybody took leftovers with it. I was like, you know what? I'm ready to go. So I start packing the stuff up. Whatever Christmas gifts his mom them got for the kids, I'm packing that stuff up. I'm packing my luggage up. I'm getting all the stuff packed up and I'm putting stuff in the car. As I'm doing this, he's seeing that I'm serious at this point. Like, I really want to leave. And so he got upset and he says, well, she not going nowhere, the baby. She not going nowhere. She gonna stay here with me. I'm like, what are you talking about? We're all leaving. No, I'm not ready to go. Well, how you gonna get home? Because we all came in one car and I'm getting ready to go. So basically what he's trying to tell me is I'm not leaving and he not leaving. But what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna tell me I can't leave a place where I don't want to be. And I'm the one drove. I'm in my car. Okay? And these are my children. Yes, this is your child. So, whatever. So, at this point, he is holding the baby. Michelle, I'm trying to get Michelle to come on. She want to watch TV, do this stuff. And it gets to the point where he starts screaming and yelling at me. You're not going nowhere. And he not realizing that he's screaming and yelling so hard that he's squeezing the baby. So imagine somebody holding the baby in their arms, but they're y'all yelling at you. He's trying to snatch stuff out of my hand so I can't leave to go out the door. And he's squeezing her. And I realize, okay, she's crying because he's hurting her. So I'm telling him at this point, give me the baby because you're hurting her. You are literally squeezing her and she's crying. No, she not going nowhere. Like, he got so just angry. And out of nowhere, while he's holding the baby in one arm, he takes his hand and he literally, trigger warning. Let me give you trigger warning right now. I'll give you a few seconds if you don't want to watch anymore. Okay. Trigger warning. He takes his hand and he grabs the side of my head like this. And he bangs it up against the wall. In his mom's house. Okay? He bangs it up against the wall. I immediately grab my cell phone to dial 911. He takes my cell phone out of my hand and he throws it up in the wall. And it goes completely black. So I'm thinking my phone is broke. His mom had a landline phone. I do a beeline to the kitchen. And I go to grab the phone to dial 911. He snatches the cord out of the wall. So at this point, I don't know what to do. So I literally run outside.